Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Son Goku is dead, struck down by a heart virus that none of our heroes saw coming. Now the party is one savior short. Not long after, a pair of androids attack, causing death and destruction throughout. The majority of the Dragon team perishes, leaving only Gohan. However, a light of hope shines bright as two kids are born at the same time. Trunks, Vegeta's son, and Goten, Goku's second son. Will these kids be the Earth's greatest defenders? The future is changed now. The legacy of a warrior. What if Goten was born in the future?
Our story begins with Gohan, Goten, and Trunks training near a river. Gohan was a Super Saiyan, and the two boys were coming at him. Goten has the power pole strapped to his back, as Gohan had given it to him.
As a memory of their father. Hi, Smug. Told you I'd get you back for sneaking on my last video.
Fine, but you're doing this with me.
Awesome. Anyway, during one of these training sessions, Goten manages, seemingly out of nowhere, to turn into a Super Saiyan. Trunks is super jealous, while Gohan is surprised. It might have come so easy to him because their father was already a Super Saiyan when Goten was conceived, while Vegeta was not.
Gross, but yes, Gohan realizes that the kids could be their saviors after all. So instead of asking Bulma to build their time machine, he decides to instead ask her to build a spaceship in order for one or two of them to go to new planet Namek. That way, Earth can be protected at the same time, while the others wish for help.
But sadly, the future is never kind to Gohan, as in one of his battles with the androids, he perishes. Luckily, he had knocked Trunks and Goten out beforehand, keeping them safe as insurance for the Earth, knowing they just weren't ready yet. Even with Goten's Super Saiyan power, Trunks awakens first and sees the death of his master, finally reaching the Super Saiyan state as a result. Trunks and Goten from here understand that there is no time to grieve, and they plan out their next moves, training harder and harder every day. Trunks with his new sword, and Goten with the power pole. They even venture to Kami's Lookout, where a saddened Popo allows them to use the time chamber, though they aren't able to use it for too long.
By the way, Goten and Trunks in the future are much more serious than in the Borg, since they have lived in the world of torment. But even so, Goten still retains a sort of carefree attitude, and this allows Trunks to be a little more laid back as well. This section of the story also takes place a little after Trunks would have returned from the past into his future timeline, and so the plan is set into motion. Trunks travels to planet Namek with the help of an advanced dragon radar that detects the Namekian Dragon Balls, while Goten stays back and defends Earth. He catches 18 by surprise and does well, but when 17 comes at him, it's a lot more difficult for him and ends up severely hurt. He takes down 18 for a bit with his power pole, giving him a chance against 17. However, a power looms behind Android 17.
17 screams at Goten that he will make him pay, but suddenly his voice is silenced by a green bug-like creature absorbing him. His name was Cell, and the monster declares himself as the perfect being before looking for Android 18, slapping Goten away with his tail. Cell realizes that 18 is very damaged. He is just about to absorb her happily when Goten blasts a hole through her chest. There's a flash of light as 18 appears to be dead, and Cell calls him a fool for detonating the bomb inside her chest. He then flies away, and Goten is wise enough to do the same. As the dust from the massive explosion settles, he looks down for the monster, but is blindsided as Cell hits him from behind and slams him back into the scorched earth after an onslaught that is much too powerful for Goten to take.
Goten stands up with a broken arm, facing Cell. It seems like he was about to die when a light shines behind him. He feels a hand on his shoulder, who turns out to be a newly revived Gohan. The dead sea fighters begin to appear, and Trunks is teleported to Earth as well. Cell damns the world. Everyone had returned, except for Goku, as he had died of natural causes. Goten then says, "Avengers."
No, what? No, Goten just says go, dude. Anyway, all the Z fighters begin to gang up on Cell. Cell is still incredibly strong, stronger than any of them alone, but together they can take him on. Even so, Cell's immense ki and all the varied abilities he has hurts everyone greatly. Altogether, Trunks, Goten, and Gohan defeat Cell with a massive Kamehameha joined by everyone else's ki blasts. The world is finally at peace. However, it will take a long time to rebuild. Goten and Trunks are the strongest fighters on Earth, even more powerful than their fathers had ever been, and they continue to train daily.
Time passes and Earth is rebuilt. However, not all is well, as the wizard Babidi comes to Earth with his minions. Everyone has gotten significantly stronger. Goten and Trunks have even achieved Super Saiyan 2. Kaioshin and Kibito arrive to help, but aren't able to do much. But together with the kids, they can make quick work of the various enemies that Babidi throws at them. But then Trunks faces a huge adversary in the form of his own father, Majin Vegeta. He resented Kakarot's sons for being stronger than him, and lets his anger overtake him. The battle is fierce and painful for both, and Vegeta comes out on top. Meanwhile, Gohan and Goten take care of Dabura. This forces Babidi to release Buu prematurely. This Buu is a little weaker, but still incredibly strong.
The other Z fighters, such as Krillin and Piccolo, are defeated and retreat into the lookout, as Goten and Gohan kill Babidi, but Buu is out of control. Vegeta is knocked out after all of Babidi's energy is expelled out of him, with Trunks knocked out from the battle as well. Gohan tries to hold off Buu, while Kaioshin and Kibito teleport Goten to the Kai world. Everyone thinks that Gohan must be dead, so Goten wants to train his hardest, harder than he ever has, to avenge his brother. Goten manages to take out the Z-Sword and trains with it. He is already feeling stronger and stronger. He feels like he's nearing another level of Super Saiyan. Finally, he feels ready for battle.
Gohan was actually alive and managed to retreat to the lookout. However, he is unstable and unable to do anything about Majin Buu. Suddenly, he feels a huge energy that is Trunks waking up and challenging Majin Buu. Then another power sparks up in the form of Goten arriving. He is even stronger than Trunks. Gohan is impressed and realizes that they must have both gotten Zenkai boosts. He has no idea, however, how Goten managed to become so strong. Trunks compliments Goten on his sword, and together in unison, Trunks and Goten slice and dice Majin Buu into pieces, and they are able to blast everything off, leaving nothing behind of the monster.
Hey kids, don't go away. We'll be right back. And now back to our show.
Time passes and the God of Destruction, Beerus, awakens from a premonition about a Super Saiyan God. He arrives on Earth where things are very peaceful, as Vegeta, recognizing him, tries to keep Beerus calm. However, Goten, being the silly person he usually is, accidentally angers Beerus and a fight ensues. They are no match for him, but they do their best, with Goten even wielding the Z-Sword against Beerus. The god recognizes the blade and gets angry and afraid about what could happen to the Kai trapped inside if the sword were to be broken. Remember, the old Kaioshin was actually sealed inside the sword by Beerus. Beerus has no choice but to defend himself against the sword, while also trying not to attack it. Seeing this, Goten uses the cat's spear to throw him off his rhythm, teasing and annoying him by threatening to smash the sword, or maybe even blast it. Beerus is flustered, and Goten takes a slash, but Beerus blocks the attack with his fingernail at such an angle that the sword is snapped in half. Out of it appeared the old Kaioshin. Beerus is very angry, but Gohan gets the idea to summon the dragon, Shenron, and ask him about the Super Saiyan God. They then figure out that they need 6 Saiyans, and they only have 4, so Vegeta wishes to have Turbo brought to the Earth. He is reluctant, but agrees to help. He would likely also remember Beerus, though they still need 1 more Saiyan. Sadly, in this reality, there is no Videl, meaning there is no Pan, so they cannot have the ritual. Thankfully, Bulma announces that she had been pregnant for a short while. With their 6 pure-hearted Saiyan in place, they can complete the ritual. This allows them to create the first Super Saiyan God in millennia, Trunks.
Trunks battles Beerus with incredible power, but it wasn't even close to what Goku did against him. However, Earth is spared. This makes the kids want to be much stronger. So accompanied by Gohan, they convince Whis to take them under his wing. However, this is only for a short period of time, as Earth is attacked by the Frieza forces that had revived Frieza. He is looking for the man that had killed him, Goku, but it's instead met by Earth's forces. The kids were already on Earth, as the training with Whis had turned out to be too much for them. The confrontation against Frieza goes well, but none of them have mastered this Super Saiyan Blue just yet, so it's unstable.
Frieza is all but defeated when suddenly a hole opens in the dark sky, and Beerus comes out of it. Everyone wonders what's going on, but Beerus monologues about the occurrences of the situation and the flaws of mortals. This was actually Zamasu, the Supreme Kai of the 10th universe. He had gotten tired of mortals, and he wanted to enact his justice, but he needed more power. One of the strongest gods of destruction was Beerus, and he thought that Beerus could be doing his job better anyways. So he wished on the Super Dragon Balls to switch bodies with Beerus, creating Beerus Black. He then went to Universe 10 and destroyed every living being. Now, he was here to do it to the Earth. But he is surprised to find that Champa and Vados have arrived. They had come to argue with Beerus about food, but Champa quickly recognizes that this is not his brother, and so a battle ensues. Sadly for him, Champa can't take on Beerus, and Vados refused to interfere, as she had told her master that he needed to stay in shape already, and this seemed like a good workout. In response to this, Champa calls down his strongest fighter, Hit, though he does have to pay him a good sum of money. Hit's time attacks do very well against Beerus Black, but it isn't enough. Quickly, Beerus Black recognizes the trick and begins to beat on Hit, quickly taking him down. Gohan stands up against Black and begs Hit to take Trunks and Goten to the Kaioshin world, where they can all get stronger.
Frieza actually challenges Black, but is quickly defeated and killed. Meanwhile, old Kai unlocks the potential of the three, while Gohan and the rest battle Black. It's useless, but the battle lasts long enough for the kids to get their potential unlocked. Black then realizes that the Kais could potentially kill themselves and kill Beerus in the process. So he teleports to the world of the Kais and seals away the Kaioshin of Universe 7. But the kids, the old Kai and Hit, are teleported away by Kibito to another planet to complete the ritual. Once Black is back on Earth, he begins to go around and kill people. But because he is in Beerus' body, he needs to stop and eat things a lot. This gives everyone a little time, but Black eventually finds himself in a battle against Whis. He can't stand up to Whis, but he reaches over to the nearest weapon. On the ground sits the power pole that Goten had left behind. Black distracts Whis by throwing sand in his eyes, and uses that opportunity to seal Whis away inside the power pole. Black goes back to destruction.
Gohan steels himself in his resolve and picks up the power pole, knowing he was the final Z fighter and that it all rested on his shoulders now. It was fitting to go down using his father's weapon after all. The power pole is really heavy now, and it seems useless to wield it against Black, who easily dodges every swing. But unbeknown to Black, Gohan is getting stronger and stronger just by using the power pole. He begins to do better and better against Black, when finally, Trunks and Goten arrive with Kibito and Hit. Goten and Trunks now have a mix of their ultimate forms and God Ki, making them incredibly strong. Hit tries to help too, but even so, they can't defeat Black. That is until Gohan, who got stronger with the power pole, actually evolves his power into something greater as well, something angelic. The trio of hybrid Saiyans cup their hands together and defeat Black with a final Kamehameha.
As the battle concludes, a small figure descends, Seno-sama, and Gohan feels the power pole shake in fear. He tells them that he had enjoyed the battle, and now wants to see more fights between mortals and gods. Maybe he will make it a game. He then tells them that he will see them again, and leaves off. The Z Fighters laugh and thank Hit for his help, but it's a bittersweet ending, as now Earth must be rebuilt one more time, and now they will have more challenges on the horizon.
Woo! That was rough. I wonder how the Z Fighters will fare. But hey, if you guys are wondering what would happen if Trunks were back in time, too far, then hop on over to my channel. You may even see a certain stick there, and be sure to join the Plus Ultra fam by subscribing while you're there. Until next time, guys.
Yeah, you're not getting rid of me that easily. Thanks for joining me on this video today. Right, and don't forget to join the Smug Squad by subscribing and clicking the bell icon to know when a new video will be up. The Dragon Ball question of the week this time is, what is your favorite Dragon Ball transformations? This can be Ozaru, Super Saiyan, Frieza's transformations, Cells, Boos, whatever you want. Comment down below and you may be featured in the next video. Anyways, until we meet again, see ya!